Here we are. Let's turn that down. Intro music. Blake Shelton, God's Country. Hey, that guy can sing. You know, when he first came out, and you gotta understand, I went to Ada. Okay, so I was a freshman, and Ada had a junior high. So what it was, 7th, 8th, 9th grade was junior high, and high school was 10th, 11th, 12th grade. Well, Blake Shelton was a senior my freshman year, so I never actually got to meet Shelton, although we did go to the same school, okay? But even at the time, this guy, they always talked about how he played the honky-tonk bars or whatever, and I listened to some of his music, and I didn't think it was very good. And then this guy just blows up. He gets front and center in America's face, in your face, and people fell in love with this guy. And I'm guilty of it myself, man. He just seems like a good fella to me. So I listened to it, and I like it. I got a bunch of songs. Blake Shelton, I Lived It, God's Country, Turning Me On, Hell Right. He's got a whole list of them, and I ain't got time to name them all, because we're moving into the next video. We just had to get that fun fact in there, okay? Should we turn that down? Can you hear me? I know you can hear me, because I'm loud. So, I'm back already, and we covered the debater personality type. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do, and this is going to be a longer video, so if you don't have time right now, go ahead and pause it, and you might need to come back later. We might run this into 15-20 minutes. I don't know. You know how I get when I start talking. So this one right here I did this when I was going to school. Okay, so I went to Dallas Community College. It's college. You learn a few things here and there. And one of the first classes that we took they require this to go to this Richland College, which is, again, Dallas Community College. They require you to take this introductory class, and you basically just learn good study habits and techniques and stuff that are going to get you through college. But they also want you to, it's like a psychology course. They really want you to be able to tap into your inner self and to be cognitive of your own well-being, and, set you up for success. The course is actually called Student Success, and it's very important. I don't know if you've already been to school and you've done something that's very similar to that, or if you've got a young kid out there or anyone that you know that's about to go to school, make sure they enroll in one of these courses, because it really did. No joke in here. Student Success, it set me up. I was a really good student. I don't know if part of it was because I was a little bit older. I was 27 when I started going to school. So I was already a little bit more mature, but I used to sit in these classes, and it was strange to me, because here I'm at 27, and I'm a happy-go-lucky dude, and there would be like these 18, 19-year-old kids in my class, and they'd look over at me, and they'd have their mouths wide open. They'd be like, and I'd look at them and I'd say, "What's wrong with you?" And they'd say, "You're so smart. How did you know that answer? How did you already know that?" And I kind of shrug it off, giggle at them, whatever. Look, I'm just that smart. Maybe it's just natural talent, but let's be real about this. When you go to school when you're 27 years old, you kind of comprehend things on a whole nother level, especially when you're paying for it for yourself. Well, yeah, the government paid for mine, GI Bill. Man, is that GI Bill a good deal. I can't preach it enough. But you know what? The military's not for everybody. But if you did go in the military, doesn't matter what branch it is, if you did join the military, well, take advantage of your benefits. Okay, those benefits are out there to help you. Go to school. If you didn't join the military, figure out a way to go to school. It is 2020, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is important to go to college. It is so important. Continuing education, and not just when college is done. Find a way. It's why I do this. It's why I'm making these videos. It's why I'm talking about the important facts of life, the facts of communicating, and to the self-improvement, okay? It's continuing education. And if it has to be me that brings it to you, well, then I got no problem with that. I'm going to bring it. Okay? So let's bring it. This is called Life Languages, okay, and it's the Kindle Life Languages is who made this. Now I did have to pay for this, okay, and I don't even remember. I did this in 2007, and when I did it, I don't think it was a whole lot. It might have been $50 or something like that. It may be more now, but you know, you don't have to go out and spend the money on this. But what I'm going to do is you can look it up, and there might even be small tests like the one we did earlier on the debater video. There's stuff that's similar to this that you can probably find for free, and it won't be as in-depth, but you can get a general idea about who you are and why you're that way. Okay? That's how you understand yourself. Instead of taking the time and to sit there like I do, when you're sitting on the sofa watching a TV show, you're not even paying attention to the show. You're thinking about, well, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did they do that? Why did he say that? You get a better understanding of things if you actually take the time. Google it, and figure it out. I wish we would have had the internet when I was a kid. It would have been amazing. I probably would have just, it was great being outside, throwing the football around, doing whatever, running around, building little play forts. But these kids are truly, truly blessed that they have all the information in the world at their fingertips. All they've got to do is figure out how to get it. And it's 2020, and now is the time to just get it. It's there. It is there. All the information you need is at your fingertips, on that phone, on that tablet, on that computer. But bear in mind, there is still a blue sky, and there's a sun, and there's still nature out there. You can still go enjoy that stuff as well. But for the time being, let's watch this YouTube video. Stop right now. Like this video if you haven't already done it. Okay? And subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Forgive me. It's late in the day, and this bald head of mine, it just really gets to itching sometimes. I don't know what it is. It's getting to be summertime, so I might need to make sure I got that boonie cap on and protect this bad boy from getting burned, okay? So, 7 minutes into this. Ooh, boy. Okay, so here we go. This is actually ranked in order, okay? So my primary life language is mover, and I'm 72% mover, and that's high, okay? Second language, influencer, 62%, that's moderate. Third, shaper, 62%, moderate. Fourth, contemplator, 57%. Fifth, doer, 52%. Sixth, responder, 22%. My weakest language is a producer at 17%, and my overall intensity for all of those languages combined is 71, which reads here is extremely high, okay? There's no moderate to this. I'm all out, 129 million miles an hour. So, let's not even cover that first part. Let's get this moving. So, primary language, what is a mover? The mover summary. As a mover, your major desire is to innovate. What is your motive? Do your words line up with your actions? If you don't live it, you don't believe it. Woo! That explains it. I've done this my whole life. I tell people, don't even say it. Don't even say it to me. Let me live it. I have to live it to believe it, baby. Okay. Needs from others, action and excitement. Personal success trait, maintenance. Personal success habit, develop the spirit of a finisher. Success habit, be proactive. Professions, CEO, supervisors, department leads, military marketing and sales. Emergency professions such as police, fire, ambulance, lifeguards, ski patrol. Okay? Those are things that would be, good for me. Examples of movers, General Patton, President Truman, the TV character Murphy Brown, Ross Perot, Captain Kirk from Star Trek. I know there's some Captain Kirk fans out there, not this guy, but Captain Kirk, you the man. Donald Trump. He's a mover. Okay. There's some other things on here. It talks about if you were an animal, what would you be? I'd be a wild horse. Okay, me. Okay. Here's my second one. Okay, and our percentage on influencer was 62. I do consider myself as I get older, I'm less of a mover and more of an influencer. Okay, because you get bad knees, you get bad joints, whatever. You can't move like you used to. So what do? You transition into that second language. Okay, that second language is a influencer. The major desire of an influencer is to encourage. Are we relating? Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negatives. I say this all the time, and this is going to be on our value video. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negatives from your life. Okay, needs from others, affirmation from others. Okay, I never really considered myself a big affirmation guy, but you know what? Push comes to shove. Who out there wants to say, you know what? I need affirmation from people. That means you're relying on other people. But guess what? We all need it. We all need that affirmation from others, okay? Personal success trait, integrity, personal success habit. Seek to balance your talking skills with your listening skills. Yes, absolutely. That may never happen. I'll work on it, okay? Professions, chief executive officers, supervisors, department leads, marketing. You get the point. It falls right in line with movers. That's why I'm a high influencer and a high mover. Okay, examples: Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Johnny Carson, Billy Graham. Hey, there's a good one, Billy Graham. Some of you old folks might know who that is. Martin Luther King Jr. and Oprah Winfrey. An animal for an influencer would be an otter. I've always loved river otters. I'd flop around in a creek and just... Isn't that what they do? Okay, so we got that covered. We're at 12 minutes and 15 seconds. Woo. Okay, moving on. So, this, and we'll cover a little bit of this. Okay, so the different types of behaviorals of the life language. So if you're emotive, you tend to be a responder or an influencer. Okay, I'm not an extremely high responder. I'm 22, but I am high on the influence. So I'm emotive. That would mean I'm creative, optimistic, persuasive, and enthusiastic, and verbal. Cognitive would be a shaper, a contemplator, and a producer. All of those were right there in my middle range. Okay, so that would make middle range for being organized, visionary, focused, delegating, strategic, gracious, thoughtful, responsible, and resourceful. Kinetic. Again, this is when I was much younger. I was much more kinetic. Now I still strive. I always say I just, on a daily basis, I just want to just feel like that urge, like I can jump through the ceiling, okay? And just it's that energy. And I do know I can't do it like I used to do, but I've always just been super kinetic, okay? And the kinetic people are the movers and the doers, okay? Movers, direct, assertive, ambitious, pioneering, reactive, standard bearers. Doers, dedicated, observant, diligent, practical, efficient, and responsible. So we're just going to skip through a few things here because we're running out of time. Okay. Okay, so let's just read over my primary language as a mover, okay? High movers are characterized by being direct, assertive, ambitious, pioneering, and reactive. We covered that already. Your profile shows that you are a high mover. This means that you have a strong personality. You do things with gusto. You operate with strong love, strong opinion, strong feelings, and strong actions. You seize the day. You act quickly in emergencies, and it would not be unusual for you to act heroically should the moment arise. You can talk about and listen to ideas and plans only so long, and then you want to put the plans into action. Yes, sir. Your mind is also very active, seeking new and creative ideas and better ways of doing things. Okay, so that kind of touches base on mover. Are we tracking? Can we keep moving on? I've got a couple other pages we could read here. We don't have to. You know what? Like I said, this was years ago. This is 2007. As a mover, we're really trying to transition more into the influencer phase and not have to be that way so overbearing. Okay. Mover summary, major desires. There is a major desire that motivates each life language and gives direction to the personality of those who speak that language. Movers' major desire is to innovate. Okay? Movers always seem to have a new and better way to do things. Their idea that people are never satisfied with the status quo. Okay, so here's under mover. Some of the negatives. Okay, movers are susceptible to stress. Your susceptibility to stress is rated moderate. This indicates that there will be times when you will be have frustrations and irritations which lead to stress. We talked about some of those the other day with the pet peeves, didn't we? When this occurs, you could move into some of the negative characteristics of your primary language and distress levels. However, with moderate stress level, you could be expected to remain within a healthy range of characteristics within your life language. And that's what this is. That's what we're doing today. Remind myself nonstop that this is the way I need to be. I need to remain centered and not be that wild Mustang. Okay, you can't catch me. Okay, so influencer, we're over to influencer. And again, I'm talking about influencer as well because we're right there at 62%, whereas we were 72% on the mover. So major desires. There is a major desire that innovates each life language and primary motivation that gives direction to their overall personality. The influencer's major desire is to encourage. As an influencer, you naturally encourage others, motivating others to feel and do better and become all that they can be. Isn't that the Army, or the old slogan, be all that you can be in the Army? You look for the best in life and the best in others, and you want to grow into their potential. Everybody always says, why are you so hard on me, Jason? Why? Well, that's why. That's my desire. I'm hard on you because I care, is because I want you to unlock, to tap into that potential, okay? And I mean it. It's not just for me. Tap into it. Personal success traits, integrity. I don't know. We all know about integrity. Okay, let's not take that one too far here. Let's talk about shaper just real quick. Shapers are characterized by being organized, visionary, focused, strategic, and efficient. I'm a moderate shaper, okay? We don't really have to talk about the rest of them. Again, let's just kind of scoot on through that. We got stacks of paper for days, ladies and gentlemen. Stacks of paper for days. And I've been holding on to this since 2007. This thing is an absolute wreck. And I pull it out all the time and I look at this. Again, let's review. Let's back brief. We covered Jason, mover, 72%. Influencer, 62. Shaper, 62. Contemplator, 57. Doer, 52. Responder, 22. Producer, 17. Okay. Now, I rated high to moderate in most of these situations. We don't have the time to go through and read all of this, okay? If you want to take some of the shorter tests and get an idea of which one of these that you fall under, then we can always talk about that. I've got the whole master list that talks about each one of these, and I could just snap a photo and I could text it to you, or I could send it to you in an email. I could scan it and send it over. But again, these are important things to know. That way you can keep track and you can follow, and you can even kind of have a little bit of foresight into how your life is going to play out, and and have less of those moments where you have to have reactions because you're caught by surprise, and you can begin to take action. Okay, it's the worst thing in the world whenever something is said or something is done and you feel like you're backed into a corner and you have to react. These are the tools. Know and understand yourself. Know and understand others and take action. Be the one that takes the action. Grab the bull by the horns. Be in control of the situation and take action. Do not be backed into a corner and react in any situation. Okay? Hey, we covered that. Hopefully you stuck around for this entire video. I threw a lot at you really fast, but you got it. Again, you can kind of see here. Kindle Life Languages. Okay? Feel free to go out there and check it out. I'm not even getting paid for that. They should pay me for pitching their product, shouldn't they? Maybe.